Temba, when you were a little kid in London, did you ever believe that you would be sitting with the ICC World Test Mace as a world champion at Lords? And to double up on that, kids in South Africa now, all over, do they, not just in Langa, but everywhere, do they now look up at Temba and say, this is what we can achieve?
I mean, think about those days. I mean, I never pictured myself playing here at Lords. I could only fantasize about it. That's what really was reachable for us. Being captain, that was never a dream of mine. And now to have this opportunity now to be in this position where you've won the mace for the country. Yeah, I don't think you can really write those type of stories. That's for the man above. I think for me, it was always about just the passion of the game. That's been my biggest thing. That's been my biggest driver. And I hope it can inspire a lot of people, not just in our country, but all the other nations as well. I know that a lot of the other nations, the so-called smaller nations, would have been supporting us in our quest. And as a team, our responsibility is always to be as competitive as possible. We want to play more. We want to play more Test cricket. We want to play against the bigger nations. So I think this will go a long way in I guess making us a lot more attractive, and also the so-called smaller nations. So yeah, inspiring. I think inspiring from a lot of angles.
Temba, just to follow up on that, I mean, don't think it as it stands. You've got a test match at home immediately following, or the home season after this one. Would you like there to be found a way for you to be able to as world champions, and also about, I suppose, wanting to play more test series that are more than two matches?
Yeah, we'd love to play as much cricket as we can, especially the red ball. I think the schedule, unfortunately, is what it is this year, and we have to deal with that. Yeah, we'd love to play a lot more cricket.
Timber, was there, when you were out in the middle, was there a lot of chat from the Australian players sort of trying to get into your heads about South Africa's history and World Cups, and how did you and Aiden respond to that?
Playing against Australia is a bit different. In the last couple of years, they're not as vocal out on the field. They're still aggressive through their body language, through obviously their skill, but there's not a lot of chatter. Of course, the tag of us being chokers that came about this morning. One of their players threw out the fact that we could get bowled out we could lose our 8 wickets in less than 60 runs. I definitely heard that. But I think the chatter from Aiden and I, Aiden kept using the word lock in after every over. Let's keep locking in. Let's give them nothing. After the first innings from our batting and bowling, all we said as a team is that all we need is a sniff. And once we got the sniff and we were done with our bowling innings, we were hell bent on not giving away that advantage or that opportunity. So yeah, not a lot of chatter. Just one or two things that were said.
Temba, just the last few moments of that game, as you guys got closer, the camera kept panning into the dressing room. You just sat with your hand over your face, especially after Kyle Verena attempted the ram. Can you just take us through those moments? It didn't look like you smiled till the winning run was scored.
Yeah, it was emotional. I think this time at least I managed to watch the runs. Unlike the last time. Quite tense as well. I think as much as, I mean, even when we got it to 10 runs, you almost wanted to still keep it on that edge that anything can happen. I mean, the belief was obviously there, but it was hard to kind of accept the fact that we close to doing something that's never been done before. And Carl Verena made it quite dramatic there at the end. Betting him showed a bit more calmness. And yeah, I think when he scored the runs, I kind of had my head in my hands. I guess just trying to embrace and acknowledge what we've just done. I think yeah, I think in that moment, kind of thought of the experiences that I've had in the last couple of years. It hasn't been easy. It's not easy being captain of South Africa, and all the I guess all the sacrifices, all the disappointment at that moment really feels worth it. When you're going through it all, giving up is always an option. It's always there. It's always there at the back of your mind, but something kind of wills you on. And I think for me, it was that moment there. Um, to be recognized more than just a black African cricketer, but to be seen as someone who's done something that the country has wanted. So I think that's something that I'll definitely walk around with my chest out. And again, I can hope that it continues to inspire our country.
A bit of a soft one. What's it like having that trophy in front of you right now? What does it feel like?
Yeah, I think really in probably a couple of days it'll really settle. I liked how I was introduced there by Spogazi. That sounded quite nice. But yeah, it's the word that comes to mind is special. Special for this group. Special for myself, for the country. Um, I'm not a big rugby fan, but I watch the rugby guys, and I think the biggest thing I admire about them is with their success, how they've kind of gone about and embraced what being South African actually means. South Africa, we're unique in a lot of ways. Our present and future is shaped by our past. And I think the way that they've gone about it to capture the hearts of everyone, has really made us love them. And I think us within the cricket, that's something that we've spoken about, to really do something special. So, that word special, I keep using it. I think for the country as a chance for us to rejoice in something, for us to kind of forget about our issues, and really come together. And I think for the group of players, there were a lot of doubters as to the route that we took to get to this point. I do think the way that we've played would have wiped all of that out. Yeah, special at the moment seems to be the word.
Temba, we've all been, I think, well, most of us here have been in situations with you like this where the theme is hope or belief, or we can do it, and all of these things. But we're here today to talk about an achievement. How does that change things?
Yeah, as players, I think of the senior players, myself, Aiden, who was just here, KG, Kesh. This is what connects us. This is what we've always wanted to do. We recognize that the sun shines on us, and we have the responsibility of doing something that has never been done before. So I heard it's 26 or 27 years, something like that. So to be a part of that history is massive in a lot of ways, and we hope that this is the start of something. There could be more. There could be more trophies. So yeah, I think it's massive. It's massive trophies. Yeah.
Temba, last night Ashil was telling us about the decision you made to continue batting, and Aiden insisting basically that you were there with him. Can you tell us about the hamstring? What was the experience of batting with that like? How did it feel, and what made you want to go out there and just want to get the job done?
I didn't want to think of another option, to be honest. I didn't want to consider myself not being there with Aiden during that moment. It was a key moment within the game. Yes, I wasn't at 100% fitness, but I felt that I was good enough to still do the job, at least to support Aiden. It was a tough decision. I can't not think of the 2023 World Cup, where it was a similar type of incident. But I think, again, it was me just backing my gut. That's what I felt at that point in time. Went against advice from management, but I guess at the end of the day, I was willing to take whatever comes with it. And I think also getting the comfort from confidence in a guy like Aiden, who kind of said, look, we need to be there at that point in time. If we can be there till the end of the day, the game is strongly in our favor. So, yeah, it was very much a an instinctive call, very much an egotistical call. But I was happy to deal with whatever consequence that came with it.